Hi everyone, welcome back to RTS and welcome back to our 4for4 series, in which today we are going to do a bonus layout. Yes, I kept moving this bonus sheet back and forth when I was doing my 4 layouts and my 4 cards, and then while I was working through my kit I got an inspiration to do a story. And so basically I don't have any photos, so I had to go find some photos, and I'll talk about that in just a minute. So this was my bonus sheet from the 4for4 series kit. Didn't even touch it at all. And then this was a cardstock that I had earmarked for one of my pages. I had to swap it out because it didn't fit. And I'm all about that. If something doesn't work, it simply doesn't work. You do not have to use something to use it up. I just have never got into that mentality, use it up, because here is the reality. Whether it's sitting in your scrap space or it's sitting in your album, it's still in your home. It's just you're picking which room it's going to set in. So I just never got into that, I have to use it up. So, but since these are laying out, I'm going to keep on playing, and so there's nothing wrong with that. Yes, and as my daughter says, we're cooking with peanut oil. Yes, that's what we're going to do. And so I have these here. And of course, this is birch tree, so you know anything with outdoor, this is going to fit, or anything to do with any outside activity. Okay, so then as I was working with my kit, I saw this gold foil deer, and it reminded me of something I had saw in my life, and that was an albino deer. And of course, that's very rare. And then it made me think of something else, you know, a rare sighting, and that would be a flock of blue jays I saw outside of my window one day. And it wasn't just 1 or 2, it was like 9 or 11. I couldn't count them all, and they were huge blue jays. I've never seen anything like that in my life. I don't even know if I've ever seen a blue jay up close and personal, but to see that many at one time, it was a rare sighting. I didn't take a photo, I just took it all in. And then also to seeing a moose, the mama and the baby, in the wilderness one day, that was a rare sighting for me. So this paper and this sparred that albino story, and then it paired, you know, made me think of all the other ones. Okay. So what I did was, because I don't have a huge story, it's the 3 stories together that makes a story. So what I did was I went to the internet and I simply just found I just went on images and I found an albino deer, okay? And then I found a moose and the baby. And then I saw this flock of blue jays. And so this is not photos I took. This was all from the internet. I'm not going to take credit for them. But it gives me the representation of the story I want to tell. And so then, of course, I pulled some items from my kit. And I'm going to call it a rare... I might call it a rare sight. Sometimes I like a title with 3 words, or rare sight. And so the paper, this... And then I thought to myself, seeing an albino deer is a rare thing, and so that's why I have a rare sight. And not rear, rare, okay? And so a rare, and so all 3 of these to me were rare, and you know, it's just telling a little story. And then also too, I'm going to get to use my paper, my deer, and some other things. And so the other things I pulled were just something in this brown and gold and ivory. So you see I'm going to have ivory and white, and so I just pulled, this is all from my 4for4 series kit, okay? Even this deer was in that kit, and so I just have some washi, not washi, border stickers. And then this is the washi that I had laying around. This was already on my desk for some Christmas pages. So I have this. This was just, I wasn't even far. Actually, that's a duplicate. This wasn't far from my reach. So, of course, you can see I'm going to have black, white, cream, and gold, and brown. See what I come up with. And then, of course, I went ahead and put my title. It's going to say rare sight. I might add another alpha, say a rare sight. I don't know. And then just a couple little things I found that was already in my kit. This was here. And I have this one that says live in the moment. I pulled that. And then, of course, look what was already in my kit. I had a couple birds. That was all part of this Martha Stewart wreath. This was all a wreath, and that bird was sitting in the middle. So you know I'm going to use that bird, because there I have a deer and a bird. How perfect is that? And then, of course, I did pull my wood veneer tray, because, you know, we're talking outdoor. I'm already using birch trees. Why not add some more trees? And then I have a burlap bow. Don't know if it's going to make it. And then, of course, some snowflakes. I don't know if this will make this more winter theme. And then, again, just pick more things in my color, which is that brown and black and wood grain. I don't know what will land, but this is all I'm going to be playing with. Now this is perfect. And that's all I'm going to play with is what I have pulled right here, because it's going to be a fast page, but it's going to be a story-based page. And then I also had this left over from my recording December. This was laying out. I have some stickles. Who knows? You know, branches and trees, that goes hand in hand. And I'm not going to make this a Christmas page, but I'm definitely going to make it an outdoor page. And I don't know if I will. I may do the snowflakes. I'm not sure. The albino deer I did see in the winter. That was just totally rare. I was just astonished. And I did snap a photo because it just stood there, didn't leave. But I don't know if it ever, developed well. I'm not even going to go look. I just want to do the story. So that is my 3 photos that I just got a representation of that right there. And so, definitely going to play with that. So I think that's all I'm going to pull. I'm looking to my left. Of course, I still have a snowflake punch, but I don't think I'm going to. I might not even do the snowflakes. I don't know. It may be. I don't know. Nothing like trying to make a decision while the camera's rolling. No. Okay, I don't think I'm going to. I'm definitely going to use these trees because that's outdoor. Okay, and I just pulled my wood veneer tray. And see, I even have some small one here. And I might just, maybe I'll do a little scene with the trees. That would be cool. Okay, might do that. Okay, so come back. This won't take me very long. And I'm going to just play with some neutral colors. This white, the ivory, the black, and the wood. Yes, just have fun. Okay, and you know, this washi has some deer on it. I don't know how I'm going to get washi on here, but we'll figure it out. Maybe I'll use it for some photo corners. Okay, so come back in a little bit, and I will have a finished page for a bonus layout in our 4for4 series. Okay, I am back with my finished page, and sometimes people ask me how long it takes to do layouts, and I looked, and this one was about 49 minutes to do, and most of that is probably adhering all of those thickers, but I'll talk about that in just a minute, because every time you use thickers, you might as well get some adhesive out and apply extra glue, because they will fall to the bottom of your page protector. So what did I do? I simply took this birch paper, trimmed it down a little bit, and I adhered it to that cardstock that was left over from my 4for4 series layouts. And then you can see down at the bottom, let me get my little pointer. You can see down at the bottom these little slivers that I cut off of these birch trees. I absolutely use those as an element on the bottom of my page. So I took a border sticker and I gave it a little bit of a notch here, and I took those 2 little extra pieces that came off the side, actually off the bottom, and I just adhered them right over top of where they would absolutely have been on the design anyways. So it looks part of the design, but it gives dimension to the design. And sometimes I'll do that with little leftovers that you cut from your paper. And then I also took my photos and then I matted them on a piece of white paper. And then I did another mat of washi tape. And so remember I had said that I wanted to get this washi tape of these deer heads on here, and I didn't know how I was going to do it, and I thought, well, you know, why not make a photo mat out of washi paper? So what I simply did was that, of course, I took my photos and I put them on a mat, okay? And then the second mat here is I just took washi and I made a whole mat using this washi tape. Now in the middle where I knew my photos were going to go, I did not use washi. I just kind of, this is what I did. On the top and the bottom, you can see I used a whole row. But on the sides here, where I knew the photos were going to cover, what I would do, let me find the end here. I'm so glad I got to use this washi because it emphasizes and is part of my story. And so then what I would do here on the end, I would put here, and I'm doing this in a fast manner, and then I would come over here, okay? And then to do my mat, I left all this here. I did top row, bottom row, left all this middle, because as you can see in my layout, all I see is the edges. So there was no sense putting washi where the photos were going to cover, because I only ever have one roll of this. I don't even know where it came from, but I love it because I do a lot of outdoor pictures. And so I'm glad I have that. Yes, and so I absolutely have that washi tape as a photo mat. So very tickled how that came out. It wasn't hard to do at all, and you know, you get to play with your washi. I made a photo mat, emphasize my story. That's a 3-for-1. Yes, slide over and give me an amen. Yes, love that. And then I also did something else with washi tape, so I'll show that in just a minute. And so then I took my title and I called it Rare Sight, and then what I did was I broke out one of my thicker alignment guides, And this was the set I used. There's only 2 sets that I know of so far. And this is the one I used. And the one I used this time has a large circle, a large hexagon, which I think that's misleading, and a small circle. And so then what I did was I used my large circle, and then I just lined them up on this outer rim. And that's how I got my semicircle for my title. Okay. But I did want to say something about these alignment guides. It says this is supposed to be a large hexagon. No, that's incorrect. American Crafts, no. This is a small hexagon. This is a large circle. This is a small circle, but it's a small hexagon. So maybe, I don't know if it's mislabeled or maybe I got something incorrect, but don't expect a large hexagon. This is a small hexagon, okay? But it came in that thicker alignment guide, and I really love playing with these. Yes. Okay, so that's how I did the title, because, you know, it's hard to line up something like this just eyeballing it. It really is. Especially, I'm a left-handed, so I see things askewed anyways. And so definitely use that thicker alignment guide. Now, in the middle, and this has been something I've been doing with my titles, is that I've been adding embellishments within my title. So I took one of my wood veneer trees and I put that gold foil bird on a branch, and that's how I add an embellishment to my title, because my title starts here and ends right here. So you see that my title is connecting this embellishment cluster, which is connected to the hip bone, which is connected to the knee bone. No, my wood veneer is connected to my journaling, and then this is connected to my title, and then my title is connected to my photos. So it all makes your eye just keep going around and around. And so then I just added these branches within my title. Now, how did I make my branches? Well, I'm glad you asked, because what I did was I used a Martha Stewart branch, and I took washi tape again, and I just took a small piece of paper. This is just scraps. And then I took my washi and just put strips over. I think there's 4 strips here, and I got 5 branches out of that. And so not only did I use my washi tape as a photo mat, then I also used it for embellishment. So that's one thing that I noticed in 2018. I changed my mentality when it came to washi tape. I no longer considered it a strip. It is now a little bit of everything. You can use it as washi tape, you can use it as photo mats, you can use it as photo corners, you can use it as embellishments. There's so many things you can do with washi. Because really, in essence, when I did this deer washi and I used this as a photo mat, I was using it as a piece of pattern paper. So absolutely love that. And I got 5 branches. Now I will say, when you are using punches with washi, it has to be a quality punch, because even with these Martha Stewarts, it takes a little bit of extra oomph to get that punch out. So be prepared for that. It takes a little extra, and sometimes the cheaper punches won't work with that. Okay, because you're adding another layer onto this is cardstock with washi. That's kind of hard to punch, okay? But it can be done. And then, of course, down here, I took my wood veneer and I used this down here with this border sticker and these paper strips. I used this as a shelf, and I just had these wood veneer trees along with the deer, because the deer is looking this way. Again, a directional piece for my page. And then I just used that as an embellishment cluster, which is my journaling is going to go here, and it's only going to be a few lines. And then I took one of these labels that I had pulled. They were wood grain. And I took it, and I cut off the one end of the label and the other end of the label to give me tabs, okay? Because they already had a decorative edge, and I used those, and I put 3 geotags here because this was 3 different locations, and absolutely a couple different states, and one was the East Coast, one was West Coast, and then also to give me that visual triangle of the geotags. And so it was 3 different rare sightings, 3 different places, and so I used 3 of them because it was 3 different sightings. And so my journaling will just go here, and I absolutely think I'm just going to do it in strips in white with black. And then I come over here, and then I added this gold foil to bring in my visual triangle here, and then the sticker that says live in the moment, and it has a wreath, again goes with the outdoor. Now this little embossed piece right here, again, working with my kit, you have to use what you have, because I don't want to get out of my seat. Now, this is something I learned from Laura Whitaker, okay? Love her and adore her. And so I had the number 3 laid out, but it was too big, didn't work. But I wanted a little bit of this white, so I took the number 0 and I cut it in half, and I just tucked that half in. So I didn't get to use the number, but I used this embellishment, and so I just added it over there quick, okay? And so I think that is basically it for my page. and absolutely loved playing with the washi. And then I did add some Tim Holtz word stickers. And so this was basically, now this came from my 4for4 series, so it had a lot of Christmas. Well, what was I going to do? Well, down at the bottom it had the seasons, and so I absolutely applied the season in which I saw that rare sighting, and I lucked out that each one was, this was winter, this was spring, and this was in the fall. Okay, and so I will journal about that, but that worked out. Now the one thing I wanted to show, oh, I added some photo corners. You know, I had to get them on there. Okay. And of course, I used my quick dry, and I adhered all these little corners down to keep them. And absolutely, I used quick dry for everything. I used it for my thickers. I used it for my wood veneer. I used it for my die cut, or, you know, my chipboard. I used, yes, love this quick dry. Okay. Now, now it's called tacky. Oh, yes, tacky glue. This is what it looks like now. Okay. I found that Walmart and Target is a good place for them. The other thing I wanted to show is that sometimes when we scrapbook, and this is true with anything, I've taught my daughter this over the years, is that less is more, okay? And so, and it's totally a preference. There's no right way or wrong way, but I wanted to show something. Let me get my little tweezers here, if you want to hang on another minute, because I had entertained the notion that I was absolutely going to add something here and here and here to tie in. And so let me show you what I was planning on doing. Okay, I was going to add a gold enamel dot there, and then a small gold enamel dot there, and a gold enamel dot there. Okay, now that looks totally fine, but since this is an outdoor page, I have monochromatic colors. It looks better without those enamel dots. So, you know the saying, less is more? What that means is sometimes the less product you use on your page, the more of an impact what you already used will have. And so that's what I wanted to show, that visual, because I had entertained that notion, pulled it out of my kit, and I'm like, no, this is outdoor. You don't see a lot of bling bling outside, and things should be calming, you know, mood and feel. Mood and feel, baby. Yes. And so I wanted to show that that is what it looks like when sometimes you do the mantra, less is more. And so I'm definitely not going to do that. I think it looks better without those enamel dots, but you could absolutely use them. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, so that is all I have for this bonus layout in this 4for4 series, and that is all I have for this 4for4 series. So stay tuned, because our next round, and I asked my subscribers what did they want, and I got my first response, and it said a baby round for 4for4. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do baby round, and you don't have to have a newborn baby to do it, because I don't have a newborn baby, but I'm certainly going to be doing some baby pages, okay? And it's a good way to get in some childhood stories, but I'll talk about that in our next series. And I will say that's going to be in March, because we have the load event coming up in February, and I'm going to just earmark some time for that. I want to play along with that. And also too, in our next 4for4 series, we will have new measurements and new paper cuts for our kit. Someone had asked if we could do that, and I thought, we've done this for 3 times. There's no sense rehashing the same food. So no, we will absolutely do new cuts. I've been working on that now, and we will have new cuts in our new 4for4 series. And then a little sneak peek after the baby round. In our 4for4 series, we will be doing double page layouts. So that will be in the 4for4 after the baby round. We are going to be working on 2-page layouts in the 4for4 series. That's what we're going to do. So I hope you enjoyed this round. It's always fun to use this quick formula for quick pages, and then you just love the results. Because this, I had no intention, none whatsoever, to do this layout. And you know, I honestly think this might be my favorite layout in this 4for4 series, because it's story based. Yes, it's something that happened. I would have never even had notioned to do that without this birch paper and seeing this chipboard deer in my kit. It just, I love how that happens. Okay, so I'm just rambling at this point. I'll just keep on talking. I've had 3 cups of tea, and I'll really keep on talking. So thanks for hopping in on this series. Thanks for enjoying this series, and thanks for encouraging me to continue with this series. Your encouragement means a lot to me. Always have, always will. Okay, so come back to RTS, because you never know what we're going to learn. Bye.